Hi, y'all. I'm Shannon Mitchell, a Black millennial entrepreneur and Amazon bestselling publisher, author, and all-natural product manufacturer. I'm a champion for your natural self-care, sustainable business care, and overall intentional wellness.
Hey, y'all. I'm Christine Gautreaux, a white social justice advocate, an international speaker, coach, published author, and dancing social worker who helps you upgrade yourself and community care.
Together, we are a podcast rooted in the 8 dimensions of wellness and the co-founders of the Women Connected in Wisdom community.
And we like to get together every week for intentional conversations between us and special guests about how to be wise in business, relationships, and wellness.
How do we do it? And we do it with our awesome guest and all their wisdom.
Right? I know we've been dancing into like 178 shows now. But I'm really looking forward to the room full of women and they all know the songs and we're all like grooving
Dancing
like we and our
together.
guest was just doing. Yeah, I saw you in the green room.
Right?
You're getting it. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You always know it's going to be a good show when the guest is dancing with us
That's
in the
true.
green room.
And our guests usually dance, y'all. You know, that's the part of the show that you can't see. You got to be on this part. And we usually share most of the show with you. But we have amazing guests and excited to talk about intellectual wellness with you today. How are you?
Right. Dancing fast. You know, I flew in from Denver this morning and as you know, was running a little late for our regular check-in. The Atlanta airport is already on holiday mode. It's a go and or a not go because there's so many people.
So many
So I
people.
was grateful to make it home and just, you know, my heart is full. Worked from Denver last week. We had a Interplay Colorado 4-hour meditation and interplay retreat that was just delicious. And then I had the privilege of taking care of my nibblings, 2 5-year-old nephews while working full time. That's always like, what?
Right.
They were in school. They're kindergartners now, but still, you know, I forget that age and I'm like, holy geez. And how does one 5-year-old take up that much room in a king size bed? Like, this is a mystery of the universe.
It's a motto of if you wanted to take up space, you could, right? Ladies, we take up space.
Right.
Okay, take it up.
Right.
Yeah, whatever you need.
What about you? How's your week going?
It's good. And like you said, you know, thought the time was going to be a certain time. Excuse me. Hold on, let me get some water. Thought the time was going to be a certain time today, but really we were right on time with each other. And that's how life it's got to go, right? You thought it was this time and this actually happens and it is what it is. And what can I do from this position to be as best taking care of where I'm at and set up for what I see for myself coming, you know? So I'm super grateful to be here. You're talking about coming home, you know, it's getting colder. Today is hot, right? Tomorrow's supposed to be cold.
I was wearing this cute little Colorado beanie. Like I'm stripping that thing off coming off the airplane. It was so hot. Because I left Colorado, it was 24 degrees this morning.
Wow.
And then I hit Atlanta and what were we? We're in the 70s and humid.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, y'all, I mean, I love the South. I'm from the South, but that just ain't right in December.
It's on the way. It's on the way. And then my birthday in May, it'll still be a little cold. Like, let's see what happens.
Right.
And I've genuinely been just keeping track of how I feel like the seasons change over the years with what we're talking about with global warming and stuff. Like, okay, if I'm living through the beginning of the effects, what does that look like? What does that mean? You know, so staying hydrated, you know, fortifying the immune system and our intellectual wellness to maintain everything.
I have to tell you, I was so excited about today. I've been looking forward to this podcast since we interviewed our guest. And my friend picked me up from the airport, right? I have a friend Uber because they don't get to see me unless they pick me up from the airport, which is embarrassing. But, you know, they take me to and from the airport so we can have a couple hours together, right? And so they were like, are you off? Like, and I was like, no. And they were like, I thought you were off for the holiday. I was like, no, we have one more show. And I didn't want to reschedule it because I was so excited about today's show. So yeah, I can't wait.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. And I don't want to tell you guys why before we get into it. So I say we go ahead and read the definition, read the bio, and start the conversation. What do you think?
I think, yes. After I tell you, I love
Okay.
seeing your Christmas tree in your background.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Because, last year you put it up in November and it was always such a treat. And this year you've been hustling so much that it was like, just got up, but it's
Yeah.
beautiful. And
Yes, thank
it
you.
always makes me smile. So,
Yeah. And we went through the, when we do taxes in business and there's the depreciation, it was depreciated out, it timed out. We thanked it for its services and got this one. So going with the
you got a
flow.
new one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, again, literally, that's what this year has been. And we'll talk about processing and everything that we'll talk about with our guests. But this is the plan. And absolutely, our tradition is okay, November 1st, we're thinking about the tree. And we brought the box out and the lights weren't coming on. And,
Oh.
do you get mad? What do you do in that situation? And, my teams in different places have been telling me how well I do at not letting little stuff bother me, so I'm working on 5 or 6 bad things happen or difficult things. Then you start getting wound up, but trying not to get too wound up on the first or second or maybe third thing that might happen that might be frustrating or annoying, but I'm working on it, maintaining the intellectual wellness.
Well, and I will just also say, around the holidays, things like that can be so stressful because that's an expense you're not expecting, or that happened to us a
Time,
couple of years
schedules.
ago. And I had a treasured artificial tree that I had brought back from Texas from my nanny's house. And it was from her and my papa celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
And then after he had passed, she was like, she's like, baby, you want this tree? Because it's too big for me and I don't want to put it down. I was like, of course I want this tree. Because my nanny never gave anything away. She kept everything. She was a depression baby. So she was not. And so her even saying, do you want this was a big deal.
Right.
Well, then my husband was like, we're not taking that home. And I'm like, well, yes, we are taking that home. He's like, the car's already full. Like, cause we're driving from Texas to Georgia, right? That's what I did. I will totally tell on myself. I ruined one of those soft toppers because in order to get it to fit, I took it out of the box. And artificial Christmas trees are pokey on me. Worth it. Totally worth it.
Oh, God. Okay. Good.
Almost got a divorce over it, but totally worth it.
Okay. We're 30 years later, right? Talking about the tree from the 50-year anniversary. We're hanging in there, y'all. I love that.
We made it. All right, y'all. Let me read this definition and get on with this show.
Okay.
Today, we are talking about intellectual wellness. And intellectual wellness includes having access to different sources of information and developing critical thinking and timely decision-making skills. Also, continual learning through intentional intellectual growth, situations, and artistic creativity can help maintain one's intellectual capacity.
Yes. And today, y'all, for our expert guest, we are interviewing Shawnti Refuge. And Shanti is a certified mental health coach and advocate, keynote speaker, and author. She shows women over 30 how to release, heal, and live in a purpose-driven life with guided journaling. She suffered from emotional and mental health issues for years due to unaddressed childhood issues and traumas, including abuse, being a teen mom, and essentially a people pleaser until she made the decision to change her life and mindset by using guided journals. Help us welcome to the stage, Shawnti Refuge. Hi, Shanti.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So excited to be having this conversation with you.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes. So I've journaled a lot. I don't think I journaled today. I did not do that on my consistency checklist, right? But I know Christine has journaled. I hadn't heard about guided journals though until I met you. So can you please tell our listeners what a guided journal is and a little bit about what you do?
Sure. Guided journaling is you answering specific prompts. So that way it keeps you on topic and you won't veer off and you can focus on what it is you're writing about. I learned that I am the type who needs guiding in almost everything I do. If you just throw me out there and say, do it, it could be intimidating or I could do it wrong. So in order to prevent that, guide me. So that's how I came up with the guided journal. So each journal that I have has specific prompts pertaining to whatever topic, whether it be self-esteem, self-love, self-awareness, whatever it is in that journal, that's only prompts and affirmations that you're going to get.
Beautiful. And you have so many resources, y'all. We will definitely link her website and everything at the end, how we always do, and also in the show notes. But Shanti, can you tell us a little bit more about what brought you to the journals, and even maybe the self-love one, or whichever one you see helps a lot of people? I won't say helps a lot of people. We know that each journal helps the different people who it's meant to reach. But can you walk them through which one would be for them based on where they are?
Exactly. Well, how I got started with guided journaling.
Yes.
I had no intentions on any of this, but things happen as they happen. And I had a nervous breakdown in 2018. And at the time when I was having it, I didn't know I was having it. I just knew I had went berserk. I had lost all control of my emotions. So, I woke up one Sunday morning in 2018. I don't even remember the month, but I know it was in 2018. It was a Sunday. I woke up and I just wasn't feeling like myself. And I was like, well, okay, maybe it's a funk. I'll get over it. And a month had gone by and I realized, okay, no, this is not a funk. Something is wrong. How I was acting, I was angry, sad, withdrawn, crying, screaming, cussing. All of these emotions were going like in cycles, and I could not get off this ride. When I wanted to stop it, I couldn't stop it. It was like I was outside of myself, watching myself act a fool, because that's what I was doing. And so I finally, after a month of this, I said, okay, something's wrong. Let me go to the doctor. I went to my primary care doctor because I didn't know what was wrong with me. I said, okay, well, just let me go to her. That's the only person I knew. And I told her what was happening. And she said, oh, okay, well, it sounds like you're a little depressed. Let me give you some antidepressants. I was like, I don't want this, but whatever, So she gave them to me and said, come back in 6 weeks. And they did not work at all. It was like popping candy or something. It did not work. It didn't have any effect. And I came back and told her, hey, this ain't working. Right. And she was like, oh, well, I'm not saying anything's wrong with you, but I need you to go to a psychiatrist. Now, wait a minute now. Black people don't go see psychiatrists. If we don't do that, we don't do that. But I had to make a choice. I was like, okay, Shanti, you either going to go to jail or are you going to go and see the psychiatrist? And because I could feel myself, I was very verbally aggressive and I could feel myself getting physically aggressive. So I had to choose between jail or the psychiatrist. So I said, okay, let's go see what this person's talking about. So I went to a psychiatrist, told her what was wrong. And she tried to give me antidepressants. And I was like, why y'all keep trying to give me drugs? I don't want this. I want to know why I'm acting like this and how can I stop it? And so I won't do it again. Right. So she told me to go see a therapist. And I'm like, lady, Black people don't go see therapists because, that's all I knew. I didn't know anyone who looked like me who saw a psychiatrist or therapist. So okay, I just had to assume that Black people don't do this stuff like that. We just figure it out. Because, as a woman in the African American community, we're taught to suck it up, keep pushing. You got to show up, you got to be strong, and blah, blah, blah. And that's what I was doing. But I decided to see a therapist. So it was my third therapist who actually helped me, not the first. The first was trash. The second was trash. The third one actually helped me. So I told her what my issue was. And by the time I got to her, I was full of attitude. So I was like, look, you're my last option. If you can't help me, I guess I'm going to jail. I was just full of it. And she just looked at me, let me talk. And she said, no, I'm going to help you. I'm not going to leave you. And she did. She started me with talk therapy. And then she introduced me to guided journaling. And I didn't know what guided journaling was either until she had to explain it to me and show me what it was. And once I started answering those prompts, within 2 weeks of answering prompts every day for 2 weeks, I started feeling better. And I was like, wait a minute, this can't be real. This is some kind of witchcraft or something, because it can't be me just answering questions that's helping me. But it was. It helped me, and it helped me to realize that I had gone through a lot of things that I didn't know was traumatic.
Right.
Like, the child abuse, being a teen mom. I had my first kid when I was 14. I didn't know that was traumatic, because I was the only one. I had other girls around me, pregnant too. So I just thought, okay, well, I guess, this is what it is. But looking back and, answering these prompts, it taught me, yes, that was some traumatic stuff that I went through. And that led to a lot of bad choices I made. And, up until like my 20s, I was just, YOLO, just doing whatever, whenever, and didn't care, and essentially that taught me that I didn't care about myself. And I thought I did. I didn't love myself. I thought I did. But, through guided journaling, I learned that. And so, one of my first guided journals that I made was the self-esteem journal. And that journal is the one that I have my clients go to first, because it typically starts with self-esteem, then self-love, then self-awareness, then boundaries. So, I had to teach myself me and my therapist, we had to go through all of this so that I would know, what was going on with me, so that now I'm in a place where I can help others to go through that same process and don't feel like to be alone.
Absolutely. And shout out to going to the site. What is this? The psychiatrist first instead of jail. Good job.
Right.
To get that. Yes.
I want to circle back around. No. I want to say, Shanti, I really heard your inner authority when you were saying the first two therapists were trash. If somebody's listening and they're trying to find a therapist, right? And that's not uncommon it take 1, 2, 3 times before you match with somebody. What would you say to our listeners if you were looking for a therapist or somebody to support you on your journey?
9 times out of 10, when we decide to go see a therapist, I know for me, I went through my employee assistance program at work. So they gave me a list of therapists. So it was like a eeny, meeny, miny, mo type of thing. And that first therapist that I went to, it had to be, I didn't know how therapy worked, first of all. So I just picked that one and I worked with her. Well, I went to her for maybe 6 months before the light bulb came on and said, okay, she's not helping you, because she wasn't. I would just go to her once a week and spill my guts, and she didn't give me anything to, work on or work with. So, I have to tell people that when you decide to go to therapy, know that your therapist works for you, not the other way around. Just because you're assigned a therapist doesn't mean you have to stay with that person. And you use your discernment. By the first or second session, you will know if that person is for you or not. Right. You will know. And if you got to trust your gut on it. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't seem right, it ain't right. And, I ignored my intuition back then because, I was in this place that, I didn't know who I was. So, okay, let me just go ahead and trust her. I trusted her from the first day. And I don't want to say I wasted time with her, but I did. I wasted my time because she wasn't helping me at all. And then I finally had to say, okay, you're fired. And I found another therapist. And that second therapist ghosted me after our first session. Yes.
I've never heard that before. That's crazy, Shanti.
Me neither. After the first session, I didn't spill. And keep in mind, each therapist, I had to tell my story to.
Right.
You don't want to keep a quick to people. And that might be a reason why some people stay with that one therapist, because they don't want to have to repeat and relive it. But now, if your therapist is helping you, please get rid of them and find another one. And that's why I offer referrals. If you're looking for a therapist, holler at me. I will help you find a therapist. I have a network of therapists that I work with. So beautiful. Well, you'll know that, if Shanti referred them, then they're good therapists. Because I don't want anyone to ever go through what I went through on that therapy.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I know y'all saw me laugh when you were so adamant about Black people don't do therapy, but that is a myth, right? And it is, part of it is that it's not talked about as much in the community, and others is there weren't resources, just as I would say probably 5-10 years ago, there weren't the same amount of resources. And so the combo, right, is it is new for a lot of people. And being able to say, yes, you've got a referral list is fabulous.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I want to go and do more research on this. There was a story that I heard, and I don't remember the position of this woman, but she was doing an interview and she had gotten her doctorates and was on an Ivy League campus doing research. And that was one of my favorite parts of undergrad, y'all, the access to all the information that the school gets, right? And she was talking about how she learned that the people who were supposed to be the patients were actually building this mental hospital and then made to serve the practitioners. And so that will make you feel a certain type of way about asking for help, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so there's that. And then there's the, how are you treated when you ask for help, you know? And so Shanti, this determination and your tenacity to go 6 times in after already being past your max,
right,
is a thing, you know? So absolutely bravo for you for that. And absolutely. And I wouldn't say it's a waste.
I just knew I didn't want to go to jail. And I knew that's why I was going.
Absolutely. And I completely understand. I had to work on my anger and me put my hands on people when I was little. Like most people don't even know that, Shannon. Like she was going to be a completely different person. I said, this is not who I want to be when I'm by myself.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. So, and I also hear you, right, on the writing piece. When I was in middle school and high school, they say, write about whatever you want. I would be lost almost. Like, I don't even know where to start, you know, but if you give me 3 random things, elephant on skates, a clown with a pantsuit and something else, like let's make something up. How could we make this interesting? Right. So I think it'll really help some people, your whole journey. So I don't think it's a waste.
No, it's not a waste. I do not regret anything that I went through to get where I am today. It was necessary so that I can, you know, tell my story so other people will know what to do and what not to do. And I always tell them, once you find your therapist, if your therapist doesn't have you journal, fire them. If you've been going to your therapist for 10 years, that ain't your therapist. Because I've heard of people having the same therapist. Now, if you're going to a therapist for that long and you're working on different issues, then that's fine. But if they don't tell you to journal, you have to have something to take home. You know, your healing is supposed to go beyond your appointment. They're supposed to send you home.
You're saying don't make it centered on this person. This person is supposed to give you tools and resources to be sustainable within yourself.
Exactly.
Well, I will say, I will say there's different kinds of therapists, right? So looking into that, but also you could partner with a coach like yourself. Like you say your therapist doesn't have you journal, but you love your therapist, right? You could partner with you, Shawnti, who is a journal, and you're going to be taking coaching clients. So, you know, coaching is different than therapy, but they work really well hand in hand. So that might be really cool.
Yeah, I still have a therapist and I am a coach. So yes.
Right. Me too. Me too.
And your therapist
fully believe in it. Right?
Yes.
Well, they should. Absolutely they should. That was when I was going to school many, many years ago. That was one of the first things that we were taught is get a therapist and work on your stuff because you all got stuff.
And that's why I'm excited about these resources that you have for next year, helping people get unstuck, right? You say staying stuck ain't cute. And so under the weight of this stuff, it's easy to hold on to the weight. Like this happened to me. We didn't have the conversation. It wasn't processed. I was this old, all these things, and that weight can be heavy, right? How do you help people let go of that and move forward outside of the guided journals?
First, I help them to acknowledge it because a lot of people they'll tell the story, but they kind of remove themselves from the story as if they weren't in it. No, this was your story. Tell your story and then hold yourself accountable. Of course, you are not to blame for whatever happened when you were a kid.
Right.
But you're an adult now, and most of my clients are in their 40s and up. Stop blaming your mama for what she did over 40 years ago. What are you going to do to heal and move on from it? You know, so that's where I come in at.
Please, I interrupted you. Excuse me. What else were you going to say?
I don't know, girl. What you was gonna say?
Okay. It reminded me of a conversation I was having earlier this week. And me and this gentleman were talking about this person, this woman that he's interested in, and different, things that they have going on. And I said, it's not I shared a quote that helped me. How does it go, Lord? I said, it's not your fault that you were hurt, but it's your responsibility to heal. Right. And it's
Yes,
important to know,
yes,
hey, my mom did this. Okay. If it's that person's, put that person's name on it. Right. It doesn't have to be shame, blame, or
exactly.
guilt. It can be
Right.
accountability. It can be honesty and
Yes,
transparency. But after we put
yes,
it on the processing table, let's process it out, baby. Let's let it go so it doesn't weigh us
exactly.
down and get us sick or end us up in jail in situations we don't want to be in.
Right. And I'm glad you said get us sick, because that is a real thing. Us holding on to things makes us sick. The body keeps
Literally.
the score.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Yeah.
When your joints are aching, you're getting gut issues. That's because you're holding on to something you need to let go of. And it's
Yeah.
literally making you sick. So, like I said, I don't want anyone to ever have a nervous breakdown.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
Because I will get raw with you and tell you what I was doing. But we're keeping it PG right now. But
I understand.
but I tell it all in my book,
Yeah.
every feeling, everything. And I don't ever want anyone to go through that, because it's not fun. But that it was necessary for me to go through it so I can help somebody else. And you are not responsible for what happened to you, but you are responsible for your healing. That
Yeah.
is up to you. Nobody else can, come and say, "Hey, you look like you need healing. Let's go." That's not going to
Right.
happen. You have to want it for yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to admit, okay, yeah, it's time for me to do this. I need to let go of this, and let's go to work, because it takes
Yeah.
work. The healing journey is not easy. It is not fun. It is not glamorous. You're going to be ugly, crying, cussing, screaming, and yelling, all of these things. But when you come out of that, it is so great on the other side. It's like a whole literal weight has been lifted off of your shoulders. And that's the feeling I want everybody to have. I know I can't help everybody, but I say everybody, because it's a great feeling to have when you can look back and say, yeah, I did this. Yes, I went through that. Yes, I started this. Yes, I did this, but look at me now.
Right.
And that's how I want my clients to feel, like they have accomplished, they have overcome, they have conquered, because it's possible. Healing is possible, but they have to put in the work.
Yes. And I love the order that you said your journals in, right? Which one was first? The self-esteem, right?
Self-esteem.
And then it's the self-love, right? So you got to believe that you're priceless first, and then remember that all of that is worth loving. I love that. And what I hear in your go ahead. What came up for you?
Go ahead. That was my fault. Go ahead.
That's okay. What I was going to say, because it reminded me of what I was thinking for myself this week. Like, why are you starting to get upset? Right? Like you don't, you have to look at your schedule. You don't know what's changing it. But why are you upset? Oh, because you took your stuff off, right? Other people's stuff is on, but you took your stuff off. So when we get through those journals and through those steps that you talked about, and then we talk about boundaries, because we can get healed, right? And then guess what? It's cold yesterday, it's hot today, and you're in a new environment, and you hurt again, you hurt a different way. So we have to maintain it, right? How do we maintain it? And for me, that's journaling. That's why it's on the daily list. Even though I didn't get to it, I'll get to it tonight. And that's how I move it around. It's going to be there. Yeah. Wait, what did you say?
I said, you still have time. It ain't
Exactly.
midnight. You have time.
Right.
People think that journaling is an all-day thing. No, it is not. It could be 5 minutes or less. It could be 2 minutes or less. As long as get whatever it is that you have in your head, get it out and put it on paper. Get it out.
Yeah.
And one line, get it out.
I was just talking to a friend about this today, because they were saying that they really wanted to go on Facebook and tell their side of the story of a divorce. And I was like, you know what I'm going to say about that? And they said, what? And I said, I'm going to say, don't do that. Like, get it out and write it out, but don't put it like, that's not going to serve anybody. Like, you take a deep breath, and you gotta get it out. And that's the part I think I was thinking when you were talking, Shanti, because we're both from Texas, right? And I don't know about you, but we were taught, suck it up, like you stuff it down, you keep going, like, and a lot of people think, oh, it's I don't know. I'm trying to think of some of the phrases I heard growing up, but basically just get over it and
As if it were that
not
easy.
right. And so I think some people are scared to open that. I was raised by a fisherman, so that can of worms,
Mhm.
but to start doing the work. Because I mean, I heard you say it. I know it from my own journey. It's not easy when you start it. Like once you
No.
get to the other side, it's a different story. But that going through it is work, but it's so vital to our health
Yes.
and well-being.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, this is a great place to take a break, take a deep breath, and hear from our awesome sponsors that make Women Connected in Wisdom podcast possible. Shannon, we are so grateful that Shayla Glow is the sponsor of the Women Connected in Wisdom podcast. And I wanted to take this moment to ask you, when you think about the people who use Shayla Glow, who are we talking about?
That's a good question. I think about 3 groups really. One, the group that's removing hair, right? So whether you're using laser hair removal, waxing, shaving, you got to make sure that you're putting back what you're taking out. The second group, I think about those with dry skin and the problems that might cause, right? The scars, itching, burning, whatever the situation is, you definitely need all 3 steps, right? The exfoliation, making sure you're taking the dead skin cells off. The oil, putting in the moisture, and then the shea butter with the aloe, sealing it, helping you heal. Those things help both groups, right? And third, for the third group is those with chronic illness. The story is personally from cancer and different diseases that our population is dealing with on a daily basis throughout families as individuals. So I'm thinking about my mom and my grandmother and those around me with the same generational ties, right? And what positive, healthy habits we can start to make sure that we're maintaining our wellness, especially because the skin is like the cape, the exterior, the shield for your immune system. So with COVID, we have to be intentional about covering ourselves. And those are the groups I think about.
I love it. And you know what else I love about your product? It's all natural, handmade, and it smells great, y'all. So
yes, esthetician tested. Yes, esthetician tested and approved. Yes. What about you? When you think about your company, what groups of people do you think about?
Well, I work with individual coaching clients. I work in community classes and with corporate teams. And with all of them, I use a strength-based, embodied approach to help folks connect with themselves and access joy, reduce burnout, and build resilience. Especially during these times, I think we need it. I think we need all the hashtag partnership power we can get.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't want to live the rest of your life miserable because of something you're not addressing.
Right.
And then,
that's a
hurt
good way
people,
to put it.
Yeah. And hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
So you're bleeding on somebody who didn't even cut you because you're not addressing what happened to you.
I think about it like you're cutting somebody. You're cutting somebody because you're jagged, and that could have been rounded out. You know what I mean? We could sand that down or repurpose it and assemble it. Now you're different, right? And it's this piece that might have gold filled in it or whatever it is. But I try not to cut people because I'm sharp at that moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when you were talking about Shanti, I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry. What'd you just say?
That's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about how to stay in that moment for as long as it's going to be, right? Because I had this interview one time and I was talking about being comfortable, being uncomfortable and learning things. And then I've been uncomfortable since then, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm tired of being uncomfortable, but that's the reality of the situation when you're doing new things, right? Even when it's healthy for you, if you've been used to things that are unhealthy. So how do you help your clients stay uncomfortable when they're doing this new work so that they can let go of things that aren't serving them and have hurt them before?
I make it a game. I let them think they're comfortable. Then I hit them with something else. Let's move on. Because now I see that you're healed from it. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. It's always going to be something there. Always.
So can you tell us more about how you gamify it? How do you make it fun so that they are engaged and effective and then ready to move to the next step?
I didn't say it was fun for them. It's fun for me.
Okay. Got you.
It is definitely not fun when I say, okay, I think you got, your self-esteem down pat. Let's go to self-love.
Okay.
And, I have my clients do all kind of things. I make them get butt ass naked and stand in a mirror and say affirmations to themselves.
Yeah.
I make them stand in the mirror and apologize to them. Let me rephrase. I don't make them. I encourage them.
Got it. Yes.
But, I get naked, get in the mirror, talk to yourself, love on yourself. And that is the hardest thing that they do. But to me, it is fun because I know they could do it. I know they could do it because they don't want to.
Right.
So, I give tough love, but love nonetheless, but it's tough love. I'm not, that coddling kind of coach.
Right. No, that's not going to help you.
Yeah, no, we're not trauma bonding. You might cry, you might cuss me out. That's fine. I'll see you next week.
Right.
And bring your homework.
That part.
Yeah.
Even as you said that about getting naked, standing in the mirror, I can only imagine clients' reactions, especially in our culture, right? In America, about, all the things we see on billboards and on TV and on different things from the time we are teeny tiny about what women are supposed to look like, or this is beauty or this is not. And I bet that is a really powerful exercise.
Yeah.
It is, because I have to let them know all that stuff you see is photoshopped to death, filtered to death, and that's not real. And you're comparing yourself to something that's not real. And there's a problem with that.
Yes. And even if it is real, so are you. And you were absolutely stunning, phenomenally made, beautiful at every number. And that's it,
We are all beautiful. Yes.
It's really interesting because what I realized, Shanti, as you said that, was I had a gift being in college with these female roommates, right? And I'm talking about white Shannon from Louisiana, different people from different places I might not have been friends with, but we ended up living together, right? And we're all dancing and doing this stuff, like doing stuff you would not think girls do when it's just girls by themselves, but we're just having a good time and being huge personalities like we are, right? And so me being fully in the mirror, working with Shea Low Glow and Shea Butter and thinking about my joints isn't something that I've had a problem with. But looking myself in the face when I'm brushing my teeth, I wasn't looking at my face. So I could look at my body, but I'm still not seeing, like, make sure that you look at yourself. You know what I mean? I still had to do that. It's huge.
Yeah, I looked in the mirror for years, brushing my teeth, combing my hair, but I never looked at myself.
No, I wasn't. It's crazy.
I was a grown woman when I finally got a full-length mirror, because I never looked at myself. I didn't know what I looked like from the neck down.
Wow.
So that left me to believe what other people were saying. And that's not healthy.
Right.
So yeah, I can get you a full-length mirror. We get in the mirror, we get naked, and we're going to talk kindly to ourselves. It starts with us.
Right? What's the first thing you have your clients tell themselves, Shanti?
I love you. I thank you. I'm sorry. I forgive you.
Right.
And keep saying it over and over again.
Pono. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I forgive you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Yep.
So
powerful.
Good. So good.
Powerful.
Let's see. So can you tell us about the offering that you have coming up in the New Year's? I know you have a couple of different things, right? You have this event on the 11th. You have your coaching program. Can you tell our listeners the different resources that you have for them coming up before we go into our wisdom and action and what we're doing for ourselves?
Sure, no problem. I have my coaching program, which is called Staying Stuck Ain't Cute. It is starting in January, and it's one-on-one coaching. It is 90 days, so that's 12 sessions of me, getting you to get unstuck. And when I say unstuck from, past relationships. You still mad because your baby daddy moved on to somebody else, but you mad while he living his best life. No, we're getting unstuck from that. We're getting unstuck from you at this job you can't stand. Why are you still there? Let's go find something else.
Thank you.
We're, getting unstuck from holding on to stuff that don't even matter. Somebody kicked you in your kneecap in 3rd grade and you still mad about it. Like,
she was
come on now.
disrespectful. Yeah, happily
you know, right? So we are getting unstuck from that. Unstuck, or you were in a relationship that you are feel like you're stuck in. Because I've had clients say that they feel like they're stuck. Who said? You know, but yes, we're gonna get unstuck from all of that. And I do have a wait list, and go to my website, ShantiRefuge.com, and get on the wait list. And you know, I'm gonna contact you. We're gonna talk about it. And when we talk, that's gonna determine if you know are a good candidate for the program. Because a lot of times I have seen that someone thinks that they don't need therapy, they need a coach. And then other times it's like, okay, no, baby, you need a therapist. Go see a therapist. Let me give you some recommendations. You go to your therapist and then you come back to me. Yes. You know, I will never say, okay, I can help you. And no, and I can't. No, I don't work like that. And there are that do that, but not me.
Right. And that's why I would say to the person who has gone to the psychiatrist and then the therapist, like there are specific reasons to do that, right? Yeah. Shanti shared in her story, she wasn't trying to take these pills. The thing is, she went over here, they was trying to give pills over there too. You know what I mean? And that's what we're talking about, the difference in the resources. But yes, so every week we talk about what we're doing for ourselves for this dimension of wellness. So for intellectual wellness, what are you working on this week?
This week, and not even personally, I have been all about my business. I am finishing up my self-paced courses. I said I'm determined. I'm going to be done before January 1st. I'm, making them, recording them. I was doing that when I got the pop-up. Hey, you need to go to this interview. Yes, I stopped. And as soon as we're done, I'm going back to finish it because
beautiful.
People need this information. So I am so focused on, my business because I need it to be out there. I need people to understand they are not alone. Yes. There are resources. You don't have to talk to me in person, or online. You can go do a self-paced, do it on your own time as long as you do it. Right. I don't just give you something and say, okay, see you later. No, I'm going to come back and say, hey, how you doing? Where are you in this? Even when you buy a journal from me. How you working on that journal? I have people, I haven't started it yet. Don't buy nothing from me if you're not going to do it.
Shanti, I love you so much.
I'm serious. I am serious.
You also give people such good resources. Y'all, we're going to link it in our show notes, but Shanti gives you a wealth of resources to get started on this journey that I am just amazed at the amount of work that you have put into your business and the offerings. And I wanted to give a shout out because I was on your website earlier and you had said that your favorite offering was still your book, which is Quiet as Kept, which is your memoir. But I also then noticed that you have a self-care box that has the book, a journal, a candle, a pen, like this whole beautiful offering and gift that our listeners should check out because it's so well done.
Yes.
It is first of all, I never thought I'd be writing a book. Wow. Now the book is out there. Now what's next? What you going to do with this book? Okay, let's make a box. And, what's in the box, you're going to get a signed copy of my book, Quiet as Kept. You're going to get the healing journal and planner. So it's a guided journal and planner, to get your happiness back. And it's for you to reference when something I talk about in my book triggers you, because there's going to be something in there that, is going to trigger you. So you grab your journal. You're going to get a pen, because how can I give you a journal without a pen? And then you're going to get a lavender vanilla scented candle to set the mood. And I love the candles. Shout out to Feta Candles and Massage. I love her. She made these candles just for this box. So I have to give her some love. And then you're going to get a bookmark so you don't lose your place. You're going to get some healing affirmation cards, 52 cards with affirmations on healing. So you shuffle the deck, pull a card. You say that affirmation, you write that affirmation, you take that with you. It's great. I love it.
It's gorgeous. What's the little white thing? Is that it looks like soap, but I don't.
Tissue, because you're gonna be crying.
Tissue. Oh my God, you've thought of everything. I love that.
Tissue.
That's
That's a little
good.
pack of tissue. You pull out your tissue, dry your eyes and keep it pushing.
Yes. Getting unstuck. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much, Shanti, for sharing.
So Shannon, what's your wisdom in action this week? What you doing around intellectual wellness?
I love, and it's crazy, I love Shanti's all about my business. I'm not going to copy it exactly. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to say.
Me, girl.
But I think about like the numbers. We're talking about the end of the year. You know what I mean? We're talking about our goals for 2025. I will say intellectual wellness. To maintain it, I am, let's say, hashtag being proactive. Because I feel good, right? We're pivoting with the logistics this week, and I know the rhythm is different, but this 2025 rhythm is already set. I'm about to go on break and come back, and we know what we're working on, so after this week we'll be good, and I'm being proactive. That's my intellect. That's how I maintain my intellectual
love it.
Cleanliness, right?
Yeah.
Yes. What about you, Christine?
Well, I am still working on my wrap up for 2024, which Shanti, I have a practice where I go back. I'm such a nerd about it, but I've been doing it for years. I go back and I go through my calendar and I go through my photos and I look for the good and I capture it both professionally and personally. And so mine's going to be hashtag look for the good. And I was doing some of that on the plane today and just having a knowing. The last 2 years have been some of the hardest years of my life, Shanti, due to a lot of grief and loss in my family. But just really realizing, y'all, like, I'm so grateful. I mean, when I look at this year, like Shannon, we had our conference at the beginning of this year, and I look at those pictures and the things we did in the midst of some really hard stuff, and we did it in community, and we did it connected, and we, we're working on the audio book for book 2, Shanti, and like. We're just keeping it moving, right? And sometimes it's moving a little slower than we had planned on because of all of life. But just having immense gratitude that in the midst of some of the hardest times, there's still flowers, there's still friends, there's still joy. And looking for that is one of my practices. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah.
I love it. And y'all, I was doing this, I've been sharing how I started working on my wins list and what she's talking about pulling up the calendar and your phone. Cause I got to July and I'm color coded. I'm like, wait a minute, where's all the purple? Right? Because purple is my women connected in wisdom, right? Color, that makes sense. I correlate it, make it match up, right? But our stuff is digital. So I don't have like all these pictures of all the coffee and chats and everybody because we're doing this. So I'm going to go back and do it and then finish the year. But if you want to do it that way, y'all pull it up like she says so that you capture it all the time, like the months together.
Yeah. Right. And it's fascinating. I started the practice of doing both years ago when I realized, wait, I'm missing this or I'm missing that. And I still probably miss some stuff because I'm grateful to have such a full life.
So many wins. Oh my
goodness. But it is a good way to cross pollinate and be like, oh, okay, yeah. And take a picture. And in fact, wait, hold up. We're going to take a picture right now. So y'all pop up for the end of the year. Are you ready? Here you go. Everybody stop. Here we go. There we go. Gotcha. So see, that's going to be a win.
Yeah.
It'll show up. It'll be like, we had this great conversation. Yeah. And yes, it's in our calendar and now it's in the phone. So
yeah. And Shanti, one reason I've been so excited to lift up your reference is a story that one of our authors shared. And Shannon, when she shared her story, talked about part of her therapy session, actually. And her chapter was called Live a Life You Fight For. Right. And she talks about how her therapist showed her that she wasn't in any of her journal pages. How you said like the acknowledgement and not putting yourself in the story. What I realized is that I'll say it, but I didn't say it. I said it was hard when my mom died in volume 2, but I didn't say what is hard? That's one word for a lot that happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I realized I do that, but her story helped me realize, make sure you put yourself in the story. So I'm super excited for them to get a hold of your journals. And if y'all get it from Women Connected and Wisdom, y'all heard what Shanti said. We're going to use it. Okay. Cause she will be following up and we're going to maintain our wellness. Yes.
Yes. Once you encounter me in some kind of way, we go together. So you can't get rid of
I love that so much. And Shanti, I know I'm going to be in Texas at the first part of the year, so I want to figure out a way to connect and meet you in person. I think that would be ridiculously awesome.
Yes,
so
I'm for it.
thank you so much for being our guest today. Thank you for your work in the world, your gifts, and all the resources you give folks. I'm just delighted to be connected.
Yes,
Well,
you deserve it.
You deserve it. And it's just, it's powerful work. And what a gift to folks. And what I love is that it's accessible. Like, yes, they can hire you as a coach, but say you don't have those funds right now because it's the holidays. They can go right to your website and start doing this today because you got so many free resources. It's like, all right, get working. So, I love that.
Y'all, she has 100 affirmations, right? She has ebooks. There's paid and free resources like she talked about. So definitely a list of things you can start today.
No excuses. No excuses.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best to you as we wrap this year and for next year. And we look forward to staying connected.
Yes. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. we together. We ain't going nowhere. We're together.
We connected.
I love it.
Connected in wisdom. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Shanti. Talk to you soon.
Oh my God. I knew we were going to love that conversation.
I know. And I know like we did great with the time, but I feel how I always feel. We can always keep talking, so I definitely look forward to staying connected.
Right. Oh my goodness. Y'all.
I'm sorry. What were you going to say, Christine?
I was just going to say, it's hard to believe we're at the end of 2024, that we are wrapping 2024. We are on episode
178.
178. See, I flipped it. I was like, 178.
Yeah.
If you weren't with us last week, we announced, we found out that we're now in the top 5% of the world in podcasts. Thank you very much to our listeners. A lot of that is because we've recorded 178 episodes, but we would keep doing it if we didn't have people still listening and connecting with us. And I don't know about you, Shannon. Well, I think I do know this about you, but we started this to lift up women's voices. And especially folks that are on the margins or may not have had a chance to be on a podcast or share their work with the world, because the world is really busy. And I'm so grateful. Like, I love meeting folks from all over the world and lifting up their stories and the powerful work they're doing in the world. And I feel so lucky to get to do it with you too. So thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. When I think about my why and the passion, it's also connecting those women to the resources that they needed, right? Shanti had to go to too many people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like somebody else wouldn't have made it to 6. They wouldn't have, what happens when people fall through the cracks? And so again, I can't help everybody, but we say it's for everybody. We say everybody needs the 8 dimensions of wellness. And for me, that's what it's about. Because even as guest experts and women who accomplish great things, we still have mental breakdowns sometimes. We still have difficult 2 years. We still run businesses. And like our author, Laurel Ann Stark shares, entrepreneurship is a whole thing mentally on top of being a woman and the beauty labor and everything, so getting all of us connected so we can elevate and maintain our wellness. I've been so blessed to know that I'm doing that with my time. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So y'all, we're going to be off for a couple of weeks because we need a break after all these episodes.
We make space.
You can find us over at LinkedIn. Yeah. You can check out our socials. You can also, we've got 170 plus episodes to check out because we only know about 3 people that have listened to all of them.
Right. And shout out to them. Who is it? Joe? Shout out to Joe Gotro, right?
Right.
And Sati. And who's the third person?
Well, do we have
Brandy?
Brandy has
Brandy.
listened to a lot,
Shout out to
right?
Brandy.
Coach Co's listened to a
Coach Co
lot.
has
Like,
listened to a lot.
I
She's
don't
usually
know,
here. She's like been to
right?
all of them. Yeah.
I
Shout out to Coach Co.
know. Yeah. So just gratitude.
Yeah,
Gratitude for this year. Gratitude for, for still dancing in the
absolutely.
midst of some challenges that
Yeah.
we've said it on the show before, but almost everybody we know is going through 3 to 5 big challenges right now.
Yeah.
So we see you. We're grateful to hear your voices, and that you join us and are connected.
Yeah. And I want to go a little bit further since we have a little bit of space into the question that you asked Shanti about the therapist, right? Because we are off and different shows take breaks. And I just started watching this show and they only released 8 episodes. What am I supposed to do now? Like things stop. And so please absolutely get connected to a therapist, right? I love how the Black Girl for Therapy podcast says this is not a substitute for therapy. So get connected to your experts and your coach in the meantime and get set up for 2025. And what I think about when I'm choosing my therapist, because there are different types of therapy, right, is the type of therapy that they have. Now, I have a degree in psychology, so there's some things that you might have to look up. But when we were talking about behavior therapists, cognitive behavior, that's the way that you think about it. Shanti said, I was acting out. You might know if you're acting out, right? This person can help you with the way that you think intellectually and your behavior. There's different things that it'll say to let you know their style, right? It's kind of like their style of teaching, their style of therapy. That's one thing that helps me. If I feel like somebody's really specific in a category that I'm not in or I'm not looking to, that will help me maybe prioritize somebody else over them. And then that's the order that I will go through as I see if it's a good fit or not.
Yeah. One of the resources I often refer people to is Psychology Today, Find a Therapist.
Ooh.
And you can go on there and you can click on like male or female or non-binary. You can click on the issues that you want to work on. You can click on, do they accept insurance or not? How close are they to your house? And go through. And, my training is a licensed social worker. And so I love me a good LCSW, a good licensed clinical social worker, because most therapists that have a social work background are systems based, which, I'm partial to it because that was my training, but also because we don't function in a vacuum. Like we got system, we got people, we got like and so I love that. That's one of the things I look for. And if you're working on marriage or couples or partnerships, marriage and family therapist, all kinds of resources. And you can also ask questions, like ask the Google if you don't know what one of the things means. And keep trying, y'all. Reach out and also know that you're not alone. So if
No,
you
you're
need
not.
support or help,
Yeah.
there's resources.
Get
So,
connected.
and Shanti being one of them, like
Yeah,
for a
she's amazing.
coach and her guided journals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Thank you for
friend.
being here. I love
I
it.
know it's always bittersweet when we
I know.
end, especially when we're going to be off for a couple of weeks,
Yes.
but such gratitude.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Thank you for last week. It was 31,626 downloads. So everybody who's joined us, looking forward to being with you guys in 2025. We'll see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget,
Be well,
be wise,
and be whole.
Peace.
Thanks for listening. This has been the Women Connected in Wisdom podcast. On air live on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern via Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be part of the conversation and get connected at womenconnectedinwisdom.com.